I didn't even know how to verbalize what felt wrong, but I knew that something felt wrong. And I remember over the next days, the police station itself received bomb threats, police officer outraged, and they're acting so crazy, and we are the ones that protect them. And it became such a rift between he and I that it really fractured our relationship. And like slowly over time, it deteriorated to the point that we really don't speak anymore.
Wow.
But it was such a pivotal moment for me because this was my brand new dad. This was my brand new cop dad. And as much as I wanted to respect and love and just forgive him, I had to be really brave and literally tell him about himself. I had to tell him, hey, this is wrong. And this kid shouldn't be in the hospital. That should have never escalated to this point. And who is being protected if people have guns and don't have the knowledge to know when they shouldn't use them, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people can talk about what cops do and what they shouldn't do, but being able to see that mentality and kind of like that group mentality up close to me was very enlightening. It helped me understand something about policing that you can only conceptualize a little on TV. And that was that it protects itself, even if it's wrong. This integration of this cop community, they protect itself in ways that sometimes isn't healthy for the community. So that was a really pivotal moment in just me understanding that no matter if it's blood, I'm not going to be quiet if I think something is wrong.
Wow.
And it's unfortunate that my relationship with my dad deteriorated after that, but I do feel very firmly that I know I was on the right side of things, and that even if that kid had died, like I don't know how they could have really justified it. I don't know. Um, so yeah, it was a hard moment to be brave and to stand up to him, but I don't regret it at all.
That's really powerful. So it's interesting. I mean, you seem like a very, very principled person. You turn down shows when you don't agree with the booker or the network, and then
Yeah,
even at home after waiting 18 years to meet him, when you saw that
yeah.
he wasn't someone you wanted in your life in that way. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, yeah, my I grew up in Florida. It's very
Mhm.
Republican, and my family's
Mhm.
like their opinions are totally different than mine, and it's difficult. I mean, I had an argument with my dad this week because I just said like unsubscribe. I cannot listen to
Yeah,
it. Um,
yeah.
it's tough when it's in your like it's someone that you want their approval. I actually wrote down on a post-it in my room recently, consider the source, because I have all this in my ears, and then it's like, do you want to be like that? Like, think who's saying
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, totally. And I even remember a moment when my dad was complaining about the people complaining about what the cops had done. And he was talking about them as if they were just this group of people that just don't understand policing and they don't understand, what it takes to be a cop. And I remember thinking, oh no, my dad's gonna think I'm one of those people. I make about, well, prior to the pandemic, I made about 75% of my income from stand up, like from shows and touring, and the other 25% from writing. And a lot of things I would do were like for clients. And one of my clients, even right now, is the Abortion Access Front. And
Hmm.
this organization that just helps like independent clinics all over the country. And I write hilarious things for them, but I also have to dive into really dark territory sometimes to learn about what's happening, what women are dealing with. And whenever I'll like just finish a crazy spout of writing for them, I'll watch an episode of like MTV's Teen Mom
Yeah.
and just like dive into some bad reality. And I'm like, yeah, I feel
It's
better.
interesting that it would be that show because
Yeah,
they
I,
went the other way.
I love that show.
All this like Christian mindset in the schools where it's like, if we teach kids about sex, they're going to have it. Spoiler alert, people know about sex.
Yeah,
It's out
totally. Totally. Some people have this warrior mentality that birth control, regardless of what you use, is wrong.
there, which is
And that women are, it's like they want to go back to I don't even know what year to say, to say like they want to revisit those times, but
I mean, it's domestic
definitely
servitude.
trying to, yeah, totally. I don't know. People are just obsessed with babies. People want you to have babies. They're so ingrained in what they think women are here for. So they're quick to try to make you do the thing. Just force her. Just force her to do it. It doesn't matter if it hurts her or scars her for life. Just make her have the baby.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who claim to be pro-life, they're just pro-baby. They're pro-birth. Because once the baby is born, then they don't really care that much about it.
And they
But
don't
they
care about
want,
the mother's life.
yeah, but they really want to see this process through and know that, hey, another baby in the world. All right, let's go back to not caring about kids.
In your album, you talk about being new black, and I feel like it's a dumb white girl asking, but what does that mean?
That's a fair question.
I don't know.
Um, I think being new black means being of a new generation of black people that do things differently, see things differently, and communicate in a different way. Um, the joke is obviously that sometimes I do things and I wonder, like, would Martin Luther King Jr. think this is okay? Like, would he be upset with me? Would he think that I'm being inappropriate? And that's because we don't really have leaders like a lot of black people did back in the 50s and 60s. And so a lot of black people are trying things and experimenting literally with their blackness and deciding, is this okay? I mean, I think a great example is Childish Gambino. He's an artist that has crossed a lot of different genres. He's a great comedy writer, a great comedic actor, and he doesn't really conform to what traditionally people assume a black guy is supposed to look like, sound like, dress like. He's new black, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm proud to be not the norm. I'm proud to be a black woman comedian that's already a hefty label, and I'm proud to just be a new version of what it means to be black. And I'm proud that I can be an example that black people have broadened our horizons and spent years and years forging opportunities and working to be heard, to get into spaces so where our voices are credited and that we can affect what media is. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm new black.
Do you think that new leaders will come out of the situation now?
I hope so. I really do hope so. I think that obviously history has taught us that being a black leader can often be a thankless job and be very dangerous because just an elevated black voice is something that America has traditionally pulled away from.
Right.
But I genuinely hope so.
Probably have to put up with things and deal with things that don't happen for white comics. Have you experienced anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely have had, like, I've opened for headliners that were, straight white males who've been doing comedy for, I don't know, 30 years or something. And I remember one time I opened for this guy in Atlantic City, which is traditionally a pretty white audience, not the sharpest tools in the shed. And I had had a really good set. I had really like set the show off great. Everybody loved me. And the headliner came up to me afterwards and was like, "You're so funny, you're so good, but like, I really think you should straighten your hair. I really think it would just change your image a lot and make you more personable. And I just really think you should consider it." And he felt like he was giving me a nugget of enlightenment.
Of
He
course.
felt like, hey, you're good. I'm going to elevate you. And I'm not one of those people that never straightens my hair. I'm not one of those people. But I do think that wearing my natural hair, which I usually do, I'm in braids because quarantine, but wearing my natural hair is part of my aesthetic. It's deeper than just my hairstyle. It's part of who I am. It's part of the fact that I don't really try to change my appearance too far from what I naturally look like. So to me, it was kind of him telling me, so to speak, I don't get you. I don't really understand you. But here, I can fix it, and I can make you more commercial, and then you can do what he thought would be more. I would get more opportunities. So yeah, I've definitely had people like that try to tell me that I should change my image or that I should be a type of literal black person that I think they are more comfortable with. Um,
God,
but
that's
it's really harsh. But made a note in my mind. Been like, oh yeah, yeah, okay,
I
but
mean,
never really
I
taken
had no
any of that advice
idea.
to heart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had no idea stuff like that happened. That seems like something that would happen 30 years ago. Uh,
in the moment when he said it, I was blown away. I was like, holy shit! What? I cannot believe that in this day and age, even in Atlantic City, this is